Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a reflection on the 7-video challenge as part of Ali Abdaal's part-time YouTuber Academy. When I started this challenge, I'll be honest, part of me thought that this was going to be the way that everything took off. Maybe I'd crack something, maybe I'd go viral, maybe I'd finally figure out what my thing was on YouTube. That's not what happened. What happened instead is I learned what happens when I overthink. I learned how much I avoid starting when things aren't perfect. And I learned that making 7 videos isn't about becoming a YouTuber. It's about building proof that you can show up. If you're wondering what the 7-video challenge is, it's a structured program designed to build consistency, to build an understanding of what is the process of creating a YouTube video. It's about helping people finally start a YouTube channel without so much of the anxiety around how to get started, what to focus on, and what even it means to be on YouTube. It's all really designed to help you get unstuck. And honestly, that's why I signed up. Not because I didn't know how to film, but because I knew I was gonna need accountability, I was gonna need a reason to be consistent, and I needed to have others around to help me think through progress, help me think through ideas, and make sure that there was something to push me to get 7 videos done. When I filmed my first video, I felt very exposed. I had just pivoted from a 15-year career into pastry. I was going back to school again. I was rebuilding my identity. And now I was putting that transition on the internet. There was this quiet fear of being seen as naive or as an imposter, or like I didn't know what I was doing, which I didn't. But I thought confidence would come from having a perfectly structured YouTube channel, a clear niche, a strong brand. What I've realized now, 7 videos later, is that confidence doesn't come from perfection, it comes from repetition. Doing it over and over again, trying different things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. It really helps you understand who you can be, who you are as a content creator, and it gave me a really big boost in confidence. Confidence came from pressing record again. It came from uploading even when I was unsure, and it came from letting the imperfect exist. The biggest shift hasn't been external, it's been internal. I somehow don't feel like I need to justify what I'm building anymore. And that's a huge win for me as part of this challenge. Okay, but it's not all just been perfect, so let's talk about some of the challenges that I've experienced while doing these 7 videos. The first thing is I've become very aware at just how little pre-planning I put into place before I start some of these videos. I go out, I shoot a ton of different scenes, different angles, different lighting, I say or share different thoughts, but I don't go into it with intentionality. I take all of the content that I've shot and then I try to shape it into something during the edit, which is working fine. Or is it? You tell me. Drop a comment below if you've noticed the chaotic nature of my edits. But I've noticed that I'm not really building narrative tension, which is something that I was hoping I would learn how to do or that I would have a natural gift for. Turns out you've really got to think about that ahead of time. I've noticed that for right now, I'm editing for coherence just to create a 10 to 15 minute video sequence. I'm not necessarily editing for emotion, and that's something I want to do more of. The same thing applies to hooks and thumbnails. If I'm being honest, I rarely plan my thumbnails before I start shooting my video. What ends up happening is I'll just watch my footage and I'll grab a screenshot from something that I was doing and hope that it works. And then sometimes a video will perform better, and when I sit down and think about why, I'll look back at it, and I think it's because I accidentally said something compelling within the first 30 seconds, but I didn't actually plan to have a hook or an eye-catching thumbnail. There's been a lot of happy accidents, and I want to change relying on accidents to being more deliberate. I want to get to the point where I know the promise of my video before I shoot it, where I know what tension I'm building towards, where the first 20 to 30 seconds are truly intentional. Because what I've realized is that right now I'm discovering the storyline as I edit, and that's not really what I want to be doing. The other major challenge has just been time. It's taking me 6 months to do 6 videos. And it's not because I don't care. Let me explain. It's because I'm balancing so much. At first it was pastry school, now it's working at a pastry shop, there's the gym, there's being with Joe, there's social life. There's just so many things that I'm trying to do in Paris, and setting aside the time for something that I know is going to take a while has been really hard. Like I said, part of that is because I don't spend enough time pre-planning, but part of it is also because I love learning and learning new editing techniques and effects. And so I spend so much time during the editing process because I'm actually trying to learn a new technique while I'm editing, and it really prolongs the process, on top of the fact that I have to figure out what the story is. And so one video can end up being multiple hours. And when you know something's gonna take so long, you kind of dread it or you get anxious about it, and it's harder to start. So I think I've realized something really important. The challenge is not creativity, it's capacity. Bonjour.
C'est un verre de Charlotte.
Oui, c'est ça. Un des petits pretzel, merci. Super. Merci. If I want this channel to grow, it's not about being more inspired. It's about building systems, pre-production, reusable templates, timelines, filming days, editing windows. All of it has to be put into place. Intensity for me is not really sustainable, but systems are. And then finally, there's the skill gap. Like I said, I recognize that I need to learn a lot about editing, and I love to do it. But there's definitely this perceived and felt gap between the quality of videos that I want to produce and the current quality of the videos that I'm publishing. The quality of the videos themselves are actually really good. I'm really proud of them. But I'm talking about things like text animations or graphics, transitions. I just feel like there's a lot of small things that could really push the quality of my videos to a place that I want to be, or where I envision myself being after this 7-video challenge, and I'm not quite there yet. I'm also looking for stronger visual branding. I tried with my intro and a few different things across Instagram or YouTube, but I don't feel like I've quite nailed the brand identity. I want to have recognizable colors, like I said, recognizable typography. I want to have reusable or interchangeable transitions, edits, vibes even. And by vibes, I mean maybe a particular LUT that I can use for color grading that is visibly mine or visibly this brand. But learning all of that in real time makes the processes so much longer. It really slows everything down, which in some ways is not the worst, because I'm looking for slow, I'm looking for appreciation of life as it happens, as opposed to rushing through things. So I guess instead of being discouraged by all the challenges that I face in these 7 videos, I think I'm rather focusing on trying to see the gap as opportunity and as direction. It's showing me where I want to go and how I want to grow, which is motivating for sure. But in spite of all the challenges, I also had a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of a lot of the videos that I've made. I think if I had to pick a favorite, sorry, there's so much noise. Paris traffic. Out of all of the 6 videos, I think I have 2 favorite. My top choice would probably be Day in the Life. It ended up being so fun and actually quite easy, because by chronicling my day as a student assistant at Franzi, there was already a structure built in. I knew where I was starting, where I would be in the middle, and where I would end up. So it took a lot of that pre-production planning pressure off of me and provided a very natural storyline. And the video showed me something I think is really important, and a good takeaway is that I didn't have to manufacture depth. Depth exists in every moment of every day. And Really, these videos should just be about capturing that in a way that is both authentic and fun, but also easy enough that it won't get in my head and make me put off doing it. The video is easier because I simply documented real life, and I documented it honestly. The discipline about being a student assistant was there, the repetition that I often crave in my life of routine and stability. There's already a story there, so it was easy. I think it also probably proved to myself once again that I really enjoy process, not just finished results, but the actual messy, dirty, lived experience of every day, of building something step by step. And I think and hope that that's one step closer to what this channel is going to be about when I finally figure out how to land this channel and have it become its own living thing, as opposed to right now, I'm kind of stumbling through it. Ultimately, the video felt very aligned to who I am because it was an honest reflection of my day-to-day life, and that alignment felt more satisfying than views ever could. Although, I would like some more views, so if you're seeing this, why don't you share it with a friend? Like and subscribe, drop a comment, I don't know, anything to help the algorithm push me out to more people, because in the end of the day, I am doing this to share my life, and it'd be great if more people get to see it. If I zoom out, the biggest emotional turning point for me was realizing that this challenge wasn't going to make me a YouTube star. I think at the beginning, I might have hoped it would be. I hoped that something would click. But what clicked wasn't growth, it was discipline. It was understanding that clarity doesn't come before you start. It really comes after you've tried. And now I think I understand why. You discover what you enjoy making by making things. You discover what works by testing it, by failing, by having fun. You discover who you are on camera by showing up imperfectly, being awkward, being silly, by just being you. These 7 videos aren't perfect. They took longer than they needed to. They're a bit uneven, but they exist, and that's what matters. I'm definitely still figuring things out, trying to decide what this channel is, but I'm proud of these videos. They're evidence that progress doesn't come from perfection. It comes from repetition. And if you're thinking of starting something, I say, just do it. Try something out, make a fool of yourself, put yourself out there. 7 videos later, I'm not finished. I'm just more grounded. And that feels like progress. I hope you've enjoyed the 7 videos that I've made as part of this challenge, and I hope that you have liked and subscribed and turned on that little bell notification so you keep getting more of my updates. And stick around for the journey. I'm just getting started.